Whoop, stack, load, and there we go. Are you ready? We get the fire at this point. Oh, there you go. Can't push in because it'll snap from here to here. So, Nicholas. So, grab, engage, stack, load. In this way. Locks go on quite easy in this sense. In any way, but it works in any way. Engage, stack, load, fire. Okay? And you can lock from, so if we lock, you get engage, stack, load. You ready? There we go. It travels through the body. So we engage, stack the bones, load it in, then okay? Yeah. And you start that pick. What you do here is just snap his leg and you start ripping muscles here. But in that point, so Michael, so slow it down again. If you point really slow, Mike. Doesn't matter what you're doing, where it comes from. Engage, stack, load, fire. Boom. Yeah. Just fire. Boom. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. At some point you'll find it here. There, Michael. It's not always going to happen straight away, but you get it. Yeah. This point here, we find, no, there's nothing there. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. This point, engage, stack, load, fire. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Come on, mate. Yeah. Yeah. We're fine somewhere. You alright? Yeah. Alright. Next one. Engage. Stack. Load. Fire. It's there. One more time. This time slow it right down, Ken. Attack is slow. Mega slow. Right. Keep going. Punch. So engage. Stack. Load. Fire. There we go. Okay. Chapter 13, windows. Now what windows means, it means in a martial arts situation, you don't pre-plan anything. Simply a window appears that you can step through. We could call it a door, but the window appears that you step through. Now you must not, and you must never try and look for windows. Don't try and search for anything. They really appear, they're like gifts. Windows appear from the first initial contact you make. You create windows. So first of all, you get this. This creates it. Now this window is what's up here, here, here. Yeah? These windows, I'm not looking for them, they just appear. So, next. So, as things come on, yeah, this is what, these just literally appear. So his first movement, yeah, I've got, that's it, that's all it's taken. That window's appeared, that's it. Yeah? Can you take a punch, Ken? So, this window's appeared. Yeah? That window is there. Right. Now, take a punch there. Yep, oh, this is it. This is our window. From here, move. That's what's the first things I've seen. This way. Yeah? Ears come off. This way. Windows appear. They all start in this sense. Snap. Dead. Snap. Snap. The next one. Yeah. Windows appear. This this is what I get. You must take a snapshot of this. Cock up this. In. Snap. Snap. Whoa. Oh, I've got nearly his testicles then. As he's up, head snap. Dead. That is just straight, that is you kick to the occiput here and they're dead. Gone. Oh, Kevin. So this one and this one. Yeah. From here. That is the simple window. In we go. Next window. Next window. Next window. Yep, they're all there. The windows just come. Go. So let's slow it down now. Right, as Nick punches, we find a window. Here's my first window. Yeah, second window. Yeah, third window. Here, fourth window. There. Yeah, they're all there. You literally just hit until things appear. Things will always appear. Never ever look for anything. Never ever look for anything. it's there. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, simple slap of the hand. Kevin. There. Here, there, or window. 1, 2. In this sense. This sense, another window. So what you get through this is the fact that you don't look for anything, so you don't come up and think, right, I'm going to punch him now in his face. No, you simply, that's it, that's all we've got, that's where we end up. Fighting is messy, so we end up here, and this is the window I've got sensitivity and awareness there, this way. Next one, which is just contact here, he's scrapping me in town, this is all we have, that's the window I have. So we have contact, that's it, this is the window I have, that's it. One more go guys, one more each, yeah, run at me. Yeah, come on, to the windows. Yeah, that's it. Just the power of intent will work. There, yeah. This, here. Boom. Then windows. So everything in your martial arts, you don't pre-plan a movement, you simply exist and it comes. Chapter 14. Working against the thumb. Now, there's this preconception that you can't get out of grips by big men. The bigger the man, the less you can get out, which is rubbish. All you have to remember is everybody's thumb is literally about the same size. Yeah, you get some big meaty thumbs, but the thumb cannot go against your body weight. So Mike is much stronger than I am. He's a big lad. So if you get somebody who grips you here, and they grip as tight as they can, you cannot come away from it, yeah? However, don't concentrate on this. Don't concentrate on this section. This does not exist. I exist at this point. Every time the grip, the thumb is the weakest point. So all we do is move Charlie Chaplin-like steps against the thumb. And then I move as it redirects, and I'm out. So you hold as tight as you can, yeah? That is literally painful. Tight as you can. What I do is I work against the thumb, and as it moves, I move with it till it's out. It's that simple. So as he goes to grab, all you do is change the direction away from the thumb. Again, there. His point. Okay, again, 2 grips. What I do, I work against both the thumbs. There. Just go, squeeze as hard as you can. This, like that. Watch. Breathe out. That's it. It's as simple as that. So when they come on, work against the thumb. Boom. Again. So, work against the thumb. Yeah, then balance points anywhere across that line. Again, work against the thumb. Boom. Nick. So, there, we've got the thumb. Michael. Right, thumb, thumb. 2 big lads. Nick, Mike, go for it as hard as you can. Watch. 1, 2. There, it's away. Kevin, can you go from behind, please? Okay, what you've got to do now is we've got the thumb. I can't work against this thumb, but what can't breathe now. What realistically happens is I have to move my spine against these 2 thumbs. Watch. In that sense, that simple. So again, grab as hard as you can, guys. Go for it. Right, really. Okay, watch. That simple. What I'm doing is there's no strength involved. I'm manoeuvring against Michael's thumb in this way, Nick's thumb in that way, and then what I'm doing with Kevin is I'm actually inflating myself so he's got false grip, and then what I do is I deflate, like they come out. Yeah, boom, boom. They all come in. You can do that way. This pole is so you can see what I'm actually doing. Watch, this pole represents my spine. So watch their 2 thumbs, right? That's it. I'm out of that. That represents the movement I have to make. Okay, so to finish, Nick. Thank you. So all you've got to do to practice this is have someone grab you, find this point is a lever and a pivot, just find a way out of that. Boom. And again, find a way out of that. And again, find a way out of that. Just find the thumb comes out in that sense. Chapter 15, pace and distance.
Now distance is critically important in this. You have to have an awareness of where people are and what their reach is, and what their reach will be halfway through. So if Kevin, you'd like to punch, if Kevin punches, boom, we've got this distance between us. Go again. Now street fighting usually starts about here. So if you punch, yeah, you've got to come back out of that. So, and again. What you've got to do is be outside of that distance every time. Okay, Nick, can we change over? Right, so as Nick punches, what I need to do is I need to ice skate away. And again. Ooh. Now what you need to do is you need to get to the point where they think they're going to punch and hit. But each time you need to be just outside of the distance. And what this does, is that effect. Watch Nick, his balance will come forward. There we go. Now that is your first gate because you've moved the balance. Again, from other ways, just simply moving that. The aim of the game is to get as close to the punch as you possibly can. So, then you get street people, if you slow this down, they come with a hook. No, that's where you need to go. Again, now speed it up. There. You've got to be aware that that hook will change at that point. And what you've got to do is give them a false vision. Okay, just a straightforward punch, distance. So, again, if you punch this way, that's where you need to be. And again, there. Okay, and one more time. There. This is the way you need to move around punches. Now, you've got to... The punches will come on and flow. So if you just flow, go with one, the next one, two. Yeah, they just stay constantly out of the distance of the foot. Yeah, and it doesn't look like you're doing much, but what you're realistically doing is giving them a target. The target is only 4 inches across. So there. Ooh, he touched my nose. Now next one, Nick. Touch my leg. And again, touch my leg. Okay, so you need to get that close, but then pull off a tiny bit. So there. He can tap you, that's okay, because in reality you're going backwards and he's coming forwards, but they get the impression that they've hit. So in combat, they will come, and you need to get that distance, and they are not aware then you're inside their space. The idea is to get them, to pull them into your space, and then be there inside, and you'll find your first windows come in that way. Chapter 16, the smallest gap. What people don't realise is, as the shoulder is connected, it's like a gear system, and the gears are engaged and your shoulder is powerful. If you take them gears out of engagement, you'll find that the body becomes weaker. Michael? So, if Mike has a strong grab here, and so really grip it, Mike, grip it there, and he's got that grab, he's got power over me. But if what I do, just move your face. If what I do is I take this point here and I use my hips to move slightly backwards, there, the smallest gap will create, now try and do something. Yeah? Okay, so I'll give him back. There you go. So he's got me now. So in fact, pull out, he's got me, he's strong. Yep, watch. Now try. Yeah, it's no longer, this is out of gear. So what you're literally doing is you're taking the shoulder from a fine position to a out of gear position, and then it's loose and it's not working, and the muscles have to work. So, what we've got, you get strong, then he's got strong. What I do is he grabs, shift ever so slightly. That shift has taken all that away now. Watch how weak he is. Alright? Michael? So that grab, I'll do, just grab, boom. This is me trying to do it now. Mike's actually stronger than me. So what I do, smallest gap. Okay, and that comes in a combat scenario, slow it down here, that comes there. It's that simple movement there, that makes him weak. Chapter 17. Change the pattern before it arrives. Now what this means is, so what Kevin does is his eyes see me, his mind features what he wants to do, and so he's going for a grab, he sees the pattern he needs going, so go to your pattern, boom, done. So his body sets itself up ready for that pattern. So if you stand back here. So what it is, we're in this position, he's going for a grab, he thinks about it, grabs, done. Now he's strong. What you have to do is change that pattern before it arrives. So slow it down so we can see it, yeah? So as he slows it down, there. Now, he's got completely a different pattern. His body is not set up for that pattern. So again, yeah, not set up. If I let him just do it, that's it, we've got this strong triangle, I have to break triangles. But if I change the pattern before it arrives, yeah, he's much weaker than he thinks he is. So this goes for anything here, there, the pattern has changed. Okay, if I try that again, if I try this, yeah, it's just a strength on strength, yeah, there, I'm going to put my effort, it's not going to work. So if I change that pattern, there, he's already off balance because his body thinks it's grabbing something, its awareness grabs something else and it shifts. So he's already off balance. So if you just grab, there, this pattern now completely changed. Yeah? Yeah? Okay, so go for it. Yeah? Gone completely. Now, we are going to do the still point later on. The still point explains halfway through the movement. If I change the pattern too early, so go, he's still strong. If I change the pattern as late as I possibly can, that's where he's different. You see, it's different in that sense. So too early? No. Again, later? Much easier. This is a still point which we'll go through in a while. Chapter 18, the lock. Now locking people is probably one of the most complex things in martial arts. They say if you can master locking and the effortless throw, then you're a true sort of master. Now, the lock, what I must show you first is what a lock is not. A lock is not putting pain in this and just trying to create pain. Yeah? That, it's painful, but move that hand. Yep, that's not a lock. A lock is the complete skeletal lockdown of his system. Now today we're not going to go into great detail, we're going to give you the three basic elements and then we'll go into it in a future date. Now a lock has three basic principles. First one is the arc, the true arc across. The second one, there's a figure of 8, and the third one, there's a helix down. Now this is a very complicated matter, but what we need to do is lock down the skeletal system and we need to start its journey from here to here, lock to here, across to these 2 points, down the spine, into either side of the hips, onto the knee, and then into the ankle. So what you do first of all is you perform the figure of 8. Now, first of all, the figure of 8 moves you back, around, back, and into that one you'll find he'll just dunk. In his body now you can feel his bones have stacked up here. Now what I have to do is I have to transfer my spinal movement through to his. Now we do this through a helix going down, a double helix going down, and an arc going over. So what we do is I push my body, can you feel that? Going down, and at the same time my head arcs over. So we've got the figure of 8, boom, clunk, helix down and arc over. Boom. And what you will find that you must practice this slow. This is a definite slow one. You'll find that here, lock here first. And here, 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 bunk, dunk, bang. There. And this all arrives in that session. So, you'll find you cannot do this consciously. You've got to learn this subconscious. So we go 1, 2, find them locks, and in they go. Kevin? Now the lock has to lock the skeletal system down. You can snap all these points if you go heavy enough, which is, if you want to do that, it's not a problem. But the main purpose is to lock the body down. Pass me the knife, Mike. The main purpose is to lock the body down. Now, many people think just putting pain on this lock, and on this wrist, is what it's about. This is not at all the steel one. So what we have here is our kitchen knife. Now, if he was going to put that in my gut,
yeah? And I'm at this point, so if I just put pin on there, trying to stab me there, yeah, you can move it. But in reality, a lock, there's no way he moves that knife. So you ready? Right. When you're ready, Kev, stab me. Yeah? Okay. Again. Yeah, there's no way you can lock it. We'll do the next one. Again. This knife comes in. You can be in any point. This can be here. You're finding off a knife. If you literally get to this point, you can stab. There's no way. Okay? Up we go again. Again, with this lock. There's no way. They all exist on the same principle. This knife comes in. There. This lock. But what you've got to remember is you've got to stack the bones. You've got to find your way inside from your body into theirs. It's nothing to do with your arms. So it's all to do with, these are the connectors, but the spine does the movement. If you watch, I'll over exaggerate it. Yeah, and what happens is, in reality, this one. Just, so if you get to here, the lock, once you've got it this fast, no matter what, once you find that hand, gone. You cannot do it. So the grab comes in, any grab, this lock comes here, yeah? Boom, this hand. Fine, what is same from this principle? Lock. This principle, it's nothing about painting this, it's about locking his skeletal system through there. I've got to take that down. Stand up. Even down to here, from behind, you've got to be able to lock in that sense. Okay, if you watch, the lock has to go in. So we've got the figure of 8, there, then we manipulate inside, using my spine, against, in, then we go down. Boom. And again, the lock, grab, this, there, boom, once again. Next. So you get this lock, boom, boom. Chapter 19, Rhythm in the Arts. Now this is also very close to number 10, which is movement. But inside of that movement there's a rhythm. Whenever people dance, you always dance the rhythm goes, yeah? Boom, 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 boom. Now fighting is the same. Now find that, if you find that rhythm, there's one, boom, and you find a rhythm comes in. And this is where you must fight inside of that rhythm. Now what you must do is learn to go on the half beat. So for example, if we're dancing, that's beat. Beat. What you must do is go the half beat. So there. It's at that point you must interrupt people's bodies. Come away back. Boom. So again, if it's beat, beat, half beat, there, that changes the form. So if you just throw some punches, Mike, like that, boom, one, boom, halfway, changes. Yeah, halfway changes his rhythm. If I pull over someone who's taller, Kevin, pull someone who's taller. The same rhythm exists, but inside of fight, so if you throw some punches, like boom, boom, what I do is inside of them rhythms, I change my point, like this. Yeah, in that sense. So again, so kick as well, Kevin. Boom, yeah, boom. And what I've got to do is there, find that rhythm. And what I do is I use these pincers in the weak skin, this point here, this. Yeah, at any point there. So what you've got to do in all of your martial arts is learn in that fight, concentrate, think there's rhythm here, there, halfway through. It'll knock out their natural timing. Chapter 20, Conscious versus Subconscious. Now what I mean by this is the conscious mind, the logical mind, versus the subconscious mind and the non-logical mind. What this is I want you to realise training is a logical thing. We learn logically, we learn in step by steps, we learn it as a conscious effort. The reason we do this is to build a subconscious reaction.
Fighting is not a conscious effort. You get jumped, a fight happens, it finishes, it's done. It's fast. What this is your conscious mind giving way to the subconscious mind, which takes over and reacts. What you've got to do then is realise with this that when you're learning martial arts is don't try and learn it and think, oh, you know, I must fight fast and I must do this. Learn it slow, learn it with ease, learn it consciously, and remember it's a separate issue. But then also remember that you don't fight in a logical sense. When people come at you, don't think, oh, I'm going to do this, it's too late. Stop, relax. If you've done enough training, your body will take over. Let them come, let them attack. Your reaction will go from a subconscious level and you will be able to defeat them if your reactions are good enough. Not if your martial arts is good enough, whether you've trained that martial arts into your subconscious response of an external activity. So now, get it through that. You've got a conscious mind that you train with, you've got a subconscious mind that you fight with. Don't mix the two. Training and fighting are non-mixable. You train to have a reaction. The reaction comes because you train. So it's conscious versus subconscious. Remember the difference.
Chapter 21, peripheral vision. Now, there's a misconception in the martial arts that you must always look someone in the eye, you must always look in their eye. This is not correct for a start. So, if you come forward, if I look at someone, eye to eye, anything vision I've got is here. Anything that comes is just fast. Any attack that comes is going to be like, oh, stop from there. So what we must do is you must look with peripheral vision. So every fight you get into, look over their shoulder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that point in distance, I'm going to concentrate on Nick in my peripheral vision. What this does is it changes from direct vision to more the slower peripheral vision where I can encompass everything around. So now I have everything working on a time frame. So if I look at Nick straight on, he goes punch. Yeah, I've got to move fast. Okay, now if I change it to peripheral vision, I'll shout when he's about to punch. Now, yeah, go, there. It's because what I'm doing is I'm looking in the distance, I'm using my peripheral vision to watch this shoulder. Pitch, roll and yaw, to throw a punch you must have pitch. Once he moves his shoulder, so I can be looking away, move your shoulder, when you, there you go. Now, stop, yeah. It's so you're much faster. You're not faster yourself. However, what happens is your understanding of the world around you slows down. You encompass more, and with that more, you have more time. So again, the direct vision, yeah, and again, right. Now peripheral vision, there. Okay, it's much easier to, so every fight you get into, just look over someone's shoulder and ignore them there, but then, so in a situation, just as though we're going to circle each other, Nick, and we want to fight, you must just look over their shoulder, don't even bother, it's not a cocky issue, it's a simple fact that when you want to punch, Nick, here, punch, there you go. It's so easy to see him coming. Okay, when you're ready? Yeah. It slows the world down around you in your combat. Chapter 22, bone on bone. Now what this means is it's a systematic attack of all the joints in the body. Now it's where you use your joints to attack the joints of other people. To show how real this is, we're going to do it with an egg. Okay, now this is not hard-boiled egg, I'll prove this later. So if we can have a Kev. Now, what we've got is, first of all, I'll use the second, we've got an attack on the bone. So as Kev comes to, what we need to do is we need to attack these with your bone, in this sense. Then another joint here. This is where it becomes bone on bone. Then the heel to the joint, to the joint. This is bone on bone. Now, the way you must do this, it's not a powerful strike. You're not doing this. You're lightly moving your body, and you're moving all the body weight into the hips and down. It's a light smash. So with an egg, it's this. So you just, yeah. This way, okay? In the jaw, okay? The elbow. If you grab, what you need to do is this, or on the, here. Everything is with the egg.
So what needs to happen is you need to attack the joints with a loose flexibility. In this sense, like this. There. Here we go. And it's in this way, so you've got a punch here. Bang, bang, boom. And you've got to obviously keep the egg. It's actually a real egg. And in reality, when you're doing this, coppo can become very painful. So if you just punch it there. Yeah, on the joint. Nick. So the grab is it. Yeah, boom, boom. Here. To use anything else, coppo there. Especially on the back of the occiput here. Coppo. This way. This is where they start dying, Michael. So grab one, use this. Yeah, boom. Here are these points, coppo. They're down the spine, yeah, to the joint. You manipulate this, coppo on the ankle, boom. This is where you start breaking these points. The idea is to get the smallest point on his bone with the maximum amount of energy. Boom. There, so Kevin, can you get the knife? Come regarding kitchen knife. Kev, you have all permission to put it in my stomach, okay? So what I need to do is I need to get this knife out because I'm using coppo. So if he attacks, I need to smash down and get rid of, I'll show you the power of coppo. Okay? So in that sense, poof, gone. Chapter 23, tissue manipulation. Now, what we have, there's two types of points I need to make here. You have pressure points, which are nerves that cross a bone, and then you have tissue manipulation, which is tissue and flesh, which you manipulate pain into. Now, everybody knows the classic pressure points, we won't go through it now, but to put a pressure point in, what you need to do is not put it with strength, you need to pull in, almost pull inside you, to get this sort of, this here. Then you move up them, and you move into the next one, and you get these all the way into the mastoid here. Yeah? Now it's not about how much pressure you put in here, it's about how much pressure you can pull into this, yeah? And there. Yeah? This is where the pressure points come. And then, okay? So if I wish to, so if he's got hold of me here, I literally, this goes in here, this one here, and then I can use this, yeah? You can go over. So, and if I want to throw in from that, so push point here, boom, pressure. Now here, from there. Boom. Now what that does, you get lots of big bodybuilders, and they get all these points in here like that, and you roll over, and then what you do is take these points down. Swap over, Kev. So this is pressure points, straight away into these points here. Boom, there. They come across, there's one here, like this. We get them all the way down and then come into here. Of course, we know the ones here. But what I'm trying to get across is you can learn the pressure points anywhere, but you've got to put pressure, not in the hand, in your movement here. So if I get in this point, I've got to move with it. If I find another one here, I've got to move with it, these pressure points. Okay, then what we do is if you put people on the floor, you've got to find how to manipulate tissue. So, for example, if you end up in some position here, there's a big open flesh section here. All I have to do is put pressure on these points. But the pressure comes from a triangle inside me. So I take a point, push my pressure through it, and you get this. And what you find is you can work up the body at these points of tissue here, like this. Boom, over. No matter where you are, you can always find some tissue. And the best tissue is tissue that is stretched. So if you find yourself at this point, there, that is where you get. So you're in this point, come up, look at the tissue, and in you go from this point. But it must come from pushing off like that, like this. You find if you crawl up someone, you don't have to use your fingers. If you crawl up this way, this. So if you've landed, come on, if you've ended up in a scrap, kept gone down, you're at this point, you find some tissue, this way, and you'll find the tissue all the way up until you get to a pressure point, which you can manipulate. Again, look here, again, you can nip at these, just nip at them, pressure point, okay?
Chapter 24, opposites. Now what people try and do is they don't realise the body's actually made up of opposites. These oppose each other, these do, as do these points here, and the opposites in this way. So to get power from movement, what you need to do is you need to move the opposite limb of what you're doing. Instead of me thinking, oh, I'm just going to move that, I find that I can move them together, so this one and this elbow become stronger. Or I can choose this one, and I move together. It's the power of the opposites. Or this hand and that foot shift out. This hand and this foot shift out. Too many people concentrate on this movement and this movement, whereas what they need to do is move with their opposite hand and then swap over their opposites this way. This is what gives you power in movement. So for example, if you grab the elbow, all I do is push my knee out this way. Or if you grab the elbow, push my hand out in this way. Then, if I want to move, what I'm not trying to do is turn this away from it. What I've got to do is just turn my knee away. So I use this as a central point. This foot turns that. And that's where the power comes in. So if you've got a grab like boom, it's them turn. He's already off balance. Yeah, so again, move this, move in opposite. This is where, this is where, come up. So he grabs, I simply move the opposite knee to it. And then what I do is I find a way where I want to go. Okay, one more time. Grab. So what I do is I'll move the foot and the hand together. 1. And again, 2. Yeah, it's that sense you've got to move. Remember, move each joint with its opposition. So as you come, the joints move in their opposition.
Chapter 25, Dancing with Trees. Now this is a bit of a strange concept, to be honest. I was on an archaeological dig in Scotland, and it was one night I was in the woods and I was training on my own. I was a little bored, so I got into my usual routine, and I found that if you strip the twigs back from a branch and you put the branch against the back of your hand and then apply pressure, the branch bends. What you have to do now is you have to try and work around that point with your body as much as you can and try and get 360 degrees if you can without letting the branch snap back. Now the purpose of this exercise is to train your body that no matter if somebody has a hold on you or there's pressure from this point, you can shift anywhere around that point. You don't have to be locked by a certain grip. You don't have, when people put pressure on you, you don't have to have that pressure going back in a linear movement. You can choose this to become your representative spine, and you can shift round it in this pattern where you can then go for people. So get this branch, take it on, put the pressure on, and then learn how to move around that point while that is static. From there, you will then be able to move on, and when somebody grabs you, have movement around them without being restrained.
Chapter 26, substantial to insubstantial. Now, the way I figured this one out, I was stood on a road in Japan, and I had an umbrella, and it was raining, and I was sat there in Japan, and a car zoomed past me, and the air from the car coming out pulled down from underneath the umbrella, and the umbrella fell onto the top of my head, and a realisation about this concept. Now, when people get into a fight, or when they get into a combat situation, most people tend to lean on each other at some point. There'll be a leaning point here, and that creates a push-on-push argument. So we're pushing on this one, and it's there, and it's like, and even if it's not a strength on strength, it's just a movement, at some point you'll get to this. Now what you must realise is, I am now substantial. I have substance and a body. Now what I need to do is turn that into an insubstantial. So for that split second, if I want to create a window, I just relax. That's my window. Yeah? Here. Heart meridian. In this. So what happens is we get into these and at some point he's on, I just drop. It's a simple small drop, and then I re-get my substance. So again, so I'm here,